Hey guys, welcome to DevOps School.
But before we begin, let me inform you few things about us. DevOps School is one of the leading platforms which offers DevOps, cloud and containers technology training and certification programs for freshers and established professionals who wish to update and consolidate their skills in the dynamic IT scenario. We ensure that the training solutions are delivered by highly experienced domain experts with practical working experience in various verticals. Check out the dates and enroll with us for our upcoming batches. For more info, link and contact details are mentioned in the description below.
Okay, so now we are going to learn Terraform modules. Okay, that's very important components. This will basically, open up new avenues in Terraform. So, what is a Terraform module? So now you see that it's a reusable, composable, and battle tested. So that means the code which you can reuse, you can modify, and also the code which has been tried multiple times by multiple people, different with different projects. So this can be a summary of Terraform modules. So now let's try to understand the use cases of it. So let's say your project is code complete and it's time to deploy it. Okay, so all the work has been completed. Now you want to deploy it. Now, of course, you want to deploy it in some environment, right? Some platforms, maybe cloud, maybe off cloud also. All right. Let's take a huge cases here on AWS. Here, I'll use AWS for this discussion. So this is a console which you can see. Hundreds of services you have it in AWS. Azure also we have hundreds of services. What to do? So probably if you want to deploy, you will probably, if you don't know AWS, then what you'll do, you will spend hours of reading the documents of AWS and understand the different part of it, different configurations, attributes, different services, how to use it, best practices, all these things you will spend, and maybe your servers is running. Okay, so you got these servers up and running, and then you'll think what else need to do, what else need to do. So you probably wants to set up more servers. One server is set up manually, okay, but you want to set up a more than one server for high availability. Of course, we set up a multiple servers. I'm talking about right now, probably you're doing manually. Okay, so you want to set up more than one server for high availability, and you did that. Now you want to set up a load balancer, right? So you can divert the traffic, distribute the traffic to all the servers equally. So load balancers we have. Then we have decided to add the storage. Storage means block storage, right? And then you may also want to add the databases also. So you did this. Now for the object storage, I hope you understand that different kind of storage, block storage, object storage, network storage, all these things are, you understand, it's there in the Azure also, Google Cloud also, and AWS also. So now you have decided to set up a object storage, S3 bucket for that. Okay, so now you want to set up a monitoring. So Azure monitoring you can use at Azure, CloudWatch monitoring you can use at AWS. So you want to do monitoring setup, and probably you did this also. So apart from that, also you have to do many other stuff also, like VPC. network, subnets, route table, gateway, NAT gateways, and many more stuff. So ultimately, all this thing you did, Route 53 for the DNS also, DNS services means domain services. You also did that. So maybe security, ACM for SSL, TLS certificate, KMS for the encrypt and decrypt secrets, and stuff like that. So all of you are understanding, right? If you want to set up some environment, deploy the server for the productions on cloud, all this you need, right? You need compute resources, you need storage resources, different types of storage. You need networking resources, you need security resources. Correct now, all of you? You need domain services resources. Correct now, all of you? Yeah. So here, probably you set it up all yourself, and then now you want to replicate it. So probably you set it up in the stage. You want to replicate this in production. Maybe production, then you want to replicate in stage. So replication is again. So are you going to do all this thing again from scratch? It's like a good amount of work, right? Good amount of work for that. So what we do in this case? What we do in this case? Are you understanding? So let's say you set it up on environment, what you want to replicate. So what we're going to do about it? So yeah, many tools are available. Using that you can automate like bash scripting, Chef, Ansible, Docker, Terraform. CI/CD automations also you can do that using Jenkins, Travis Circle CI and all. Okay, maybe you want to integrate with monitoring. So by the way, which monitoring tool you guys are using for your projects? Which monitoring tool? All of you?
Dynatrace, Splunk,
Dynatrace, right? And Splunk. So maybe you have to enable the monitoring, right? So as part of the Dynatrace, you are going to install one agent, configure one agent, right? APM agent, one agent will do everything, right? So yeah, you have to do all the stuff, and by the time you set up the entire state, look at the number of tools we have. It may be more actually. So if you look at the infra, this is infra actually, okay? This is infra. Look at this. Not only AWS component, not only the Azure component, but you are using some other components also, right? You are using Git also, GitHub also, Bitbucket, Datadog, PagerDuty, Dynatrace, Splunk, Neuralink, Logstash, Jenkins, Maven, Gradle, OpenSSL, OpenVPN, and so many Akamai, Amazon CloudFront, so many tools are you are using. Okay, so this is the reality for the day. This is the reality for the day. So you need to be pro in everything, because remember that you need to write a code for all that's yourself. You need to write a best code for it without any security loopholes, without any, best practices should be followed, and so on. And you have to maintain it all forever. Some of the places, some new updates, new patches required. some of the loopholes, fixing the code and all stuff like that. You have to maintain it forever. You know what? Look at this, the number. AWS had 1,000 new release in 2021. 1,000. Okay, new releases. So that means you have to modify that those you have to take care of those new releases as well, right? Terraform, every 2 weeks we do the release. I've been discussing with you, right? On top of that, every day we have new challenges in terms of security vulnerabilities and stuff like that. New kind of issues you get pop up, and you have to solve that. So look at the pain area actually here. First thing, you have to set up you have to learn 20-30 tools actually. In simple way, if I say you have to learn 20-30 tools, you have to master in it, you have to write a best script for it in Terraform or some other languages also. You have to replicate multiple environments. On top of that, you have to maintain it, different releases. For each product, you have a different release. AWS, just say one example, right? Terraform also has a multiple releases. So are you understanding the pain of it, all of you? All of you?
Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah, Rajesh.
Yeah. So do we have any better way to deploy and manage infrastructure? Better way? So are we having it? And that's where the Terraform modules is coming into the picture, right? So what is Terraform module? We'll discuss in some time, but Terraform modules is a reusable, composable, battle tested infrastructure code which you can use it. So I'll put it in a very simple way. From last 2 days, I've been telling you to write a code in Terraform, right? Now you can reuse the code which has been developed already and battle tested infrastructure code. You can reuse the code and your work is done, your infrastructure is done. So let's say if a new update has come in the infrastructure, just you need to apply the new module versions, that's all. So it's like that. So all this problem, all the pain area which we have discussed so far at a high level, the Terraform module is a solution for all these problems. So Terraform module, which is nothing but to reuse the code. Modules can be from the remote or local sources, can help you to evaluate the Terraform, the release, multiple releases. Minimum Terraform configuration required, and you can use it multiple times. This code as many want it. So now let's try to understand how Terraform module works. So
Sorry to interrupt. So this module or who will test this whole thing? It is a Terraform.
your voice is coming a little slow actually for me.
Yeah. So what my question is, this code, reusable code, who will develop and who will test? So it is someone has developed, right? I mean, written the code,
Yeah.
and it has been tested. And who is the owner for this? Is it a Terraform or is a community?
So no one is owner for it, but it's a community driven initiative, you can say. So Terraform is not writing code for us, though there are few organizations are there, which I will name it. They are writing a code for us, but that's a paid code. The one which I'm talking about is mostly community driven, and you are a part of the community, that community. Yeah. Okay. So here, if you look at this, all the environments, different tools, we can't write a code for everything, right? We can't write a code for everything. So what to do? So we will, all this infrastructure, we can get it up and running within a few minutes, just a few simple commands. And these commands, I'm sure you are very comfortable with it. Init and apply, right? So how do we do that? So let's understand that how the Terraform module will solve this problem. So here we are going to understand what is a module, how to use a module, how module works, and some of the future of the module. So let's understand. So modules, I just said, is a reusable code actually, shared at some place which you can use it. You can download the modules from the remote locations also, or you can develop your own modules. So today I'm going to do the both the things. We'll use the module which is written by someone else, and we'll write our own modules also. So yes, modules, you have a variables which you know very well. What is variables called? Modules, we have a resources which you know very well by now. Modules, you have a output. Output value is the one which yesterday you did it. So this is the three things you have it in the modules. So now, if you look at this here, uh, different component of the platform for different things. It can we need just a one module. So just look at this here. Here we use that Terraform code to deploy a server in AWS, which we did yesterday. Day first day we did, and you run the apply command. That's done. After that, which you did from last 2 days, you can use a module for this. And how can you module for this? So module, Terraform support modules, and module is basically reusable blueprint for your infrastructure. So if you look at this, all this infrastructure component, for each one of these, you have a one module for it. Okay, so let's understand that how it works. Look at this here. These are the resources. Okay, these are the resources which you have it, which you are very comfortable. Now put these resources in modules. Look at this. This is the module. Now where is the code? This code, this resources code, you can put it inside the directory called microservice directory. Okay, microservice directory. So there is one module created, the named with service underscore foo, and the code of that module is under the microservice, and the variable which you are passing to the module is image ID, and a number of instances is equal to 3. So these two variable you are passing to the module, and like that you can do the multiple module management. So that means for each feature of your infrastructure, you'll have one module which is a reusable code written with the best practices in mind, and you can use it just like that. Second module, let's say if you are using that reusing the code here. So if you think no, I want to create that microservices one more time, then see that here you are creating a new module named with the service underscore bar, but you are using the same code actually. Look at this source, and variables are different. So same code, you can reuse it multiple times with the different options. Are you understanding at a high level? I'll show you the demo also. All of you?
Yes, Rajesh.
Yeah. So you can do that. Modules allow you to use your favorite IS provider. Okay. IS provider means your AWS, Azure, Google Cloud, or anything as such. Okay. Module also provide help you to, you know, to do that setup of your, favorite application stack also, and with a single code, which you can control everything. everything. So code can be shared and reused. That's the beauty about the modules. Now the question is, from where we get the modules? This is a little bit older picture, and the website is registry.terraform.io. Okay, there you can download the hundreds of modules. So let's look at this here, this portal, and Terraform registry, and click here. See that here. You can browse the providers, which you did it already. But here you can browse the modules. How many modules you have? 9,830 modules and counting. So who's writing this module? Community, like you and me, everyone, those who needs it. Look at this here. So many modules has been written, and you can scroll that. So you can search that what kind of modules you need. You can sign in, you can register it at Terraform, you can contribute your own modules also, and that's how you can take it further. So this is the place we can get all the modules, and this is one of the modules registry for us. So this is a collections of reusable, verified, supported module. You will get it at this place. Okay. Example, let's say you want to implement the Vault. Vault is one of the security tools. So if you want to implement the Vault for AWS, there is a Vault module available. Let's say if you want to implement the console for Azure, that module is available. If you want to implement the Nomad for GCP, that module is available. Just you need to download the code and use it. That's all. Are you understanding all of you? Yeah. So how to use a module? How to use modules? So if you look at the old way, this is the old way.
Rajesh, I mean, this module is specific to the infra reusability, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Nothing to do with the application, actual application.
For that, you can write your own module, because the community don't know about your application, right?
Right,
So
right.
you need to write your own module, and I'll teach you that one also. It's very easy though, right? So how to use modules? So earlier, if you look at the old way, if you want to do something in your infrastructure, then you have to do something like that. This is a Vault documentation. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 10, 14. All these steps you have to do, and manual and tedious. New way, that's all. And you got it done. So Terraform init, HashiCorp, module name is Vault for AWS. Apply. So download the module using that command. Terraform init, HashiCorp, Vault init, Vault AWS. That's the module locations from the Terraform registry, and apply. You don't have to do anything else like this 1 to 14 steps you were doing earlier. You don't have to do that. So this module which you are using right now will be verified by the community, followed all the best practices, okay? All the security, because it's audited by the community, hundreds of people. So of course you'll get a better code compared to what you write on daily basis, right? Because you can't be pro in everything, but right, community, if you start working as a community, then of course you'll get a better code than what you write, what you can write, right? So yeah, this is the new way. So that's the reason I was telling you, don't get scared. Don't get scared for anything. Anything which you want to create on Azure for the sake of it. Let's say you want to create a network. You have a module for that, VPC. You want to create a
So, Rajesh, so we need to edit the modules in, with respect to our environment, and we have to apply, right? Or we cannot directly just do the init and apply, is it?
you can do directly. Why? You can do directly. Why I'm saying? Basically, these modules is a reusable code can be parameterized. So for these modules, there'll be one variable set and with the default value. If you really want to change the default value, then you can change that and apply. But let's say you don't want to change the default value, then directly you can apply. So it's obvious, right? The code which has been given to you and parameterized with the variables. I'll show you that how to do that. And you can change the variable. For example, you are creating the scale sets in Azure. So how many machines you want? 4 or 5 or 10? Code will be same, but you have to tell, okay, in as part of my skill sets, I want minimum this one, maximum this one. So you have to set. Default may be set 1 or 2 or something like that. Are you understanding?
Yeah, I got it, that point. About these modules, contain these names and all tags in case if it is in Azure. Or
No,
it's kind
yeah,
of a
right now
plan.
we are discussing the use cases of modules, but once we show you the demo, you will find very easy for it. Okay.
Yeah, sure. Thank you, Rajesh.
So here, just start. So now you don't need to know all this complexity, nitty-gritty of all these tools and all stuff like that. Just download the module supply. Probably want to modify some of the high-level values, parameterize it. Okay. So this is the one. So now you have deployed that vault with the 2 commands rather than 14 steps, manual steps. Okay. So now look at this here. This is the structure of each module. Okay, from here onwards, please hear me very carefully. Okay, very carefully, all of you. You know what? Module is nothing actually, nothing great. Module is nothing but a directory. Actually. Directory. Module is nothing but a directory. In the directory you have multiple Terraform code. Okay, multiple Terraform code. So now let me ask you one thing. From last 2 days, have you written any such directory where you had a multiple Terraform code? What do you think?
Yeah, we had.
Yes.
So actually, knowingly and unknowingly, you are using modules actually. Yeah. See what you did. You created one empty directory. Okay. And then inside that, you created multiple Terraform files. Okay. And that's one module. So the module which you are working right now from last 2 days, okay, is called root module. What we call root module. Okay. So that means from yesterday, since Monday, I have created 3 or 4 root module actually. 4 directory and the parallel I created, and inside that I used to set stored my TF program for the demo, like variables and also the TF file for first demo, second demo, third demo, fourth demo, like that. So actually it was a module only. So that's the thing. So now in the module, what you have, your TF program, look at the image on the screen. So now you see you will have a questions main.tf, output.tf and all. So remember that this is just a naming convention we have discussed multiple times already. This is your how you define actually. So all the variables in as per the image, we kept it in one file. All the output values we kept it in one file. All the main resource code we kept it in main.tf. This reorganizations and all, it is your skill set actually. Okay, it's a personal skill set. Terraform don't bother about that. Even though if you keep all this thing in one TF or multiple TF, no problem. Are you understanding, all of you? Hello?
Yeah.
So see here, look at this. This is the module code. Any directory or any is a module. So if you keep it multiple, now let me talk about it. Now if you keep it the multiple directory, look at this here. Inside the main directory, you have this code. You want to call this module, which is in the directory, subdirectory. This is subdirectory, okay? Subdirectory. HashiCorp Vault AWS. HashiCorp Console AWS. Look at this. That means in my directory, there is a two subdirectory, HashiCorp Vault AWS, HashiCorp Console AWS. And that's where this AWS Vault and Console, this code is located. How do I call it from the main directory? Main root module, which I was talking about. So in the root module, typically, you know what? We don't write any resource code actually. We don't write. We just call the modules. So in the root directory, we'll create one more TF file, main.tf file or some other TF file. And instead of calling the resources, we will call the modules actually. So someone has done yesterday by mistake. That's the reason he was not able to do the init actually properly. Right? So in the root module, you will have some TF program, maybe named with main.tf. In that code, main.tf, you will put this code, module for vault, module for console, module for X, module for Y. That's all. So, and run the apply. That means just copy this code, module for vault, module for console, and let's say if you want to parameterize, so you provide the variable here, cluster size, VPC ID, subnet IDs, and all stuff like that, and you are good to go. Now here in this program, you see the data dot something like that there. So we have not discussed that data, which we'll discuss today in some time and get going. Okay, supply. So now the how module works. So this is a module. Look at this here. This is the one directory. Okay. And
Rajesh, what is this .md file?
that's the documents actually. So if you have that .md file and you upload the code to GitHub, so that will show you then the in form of documents. If you go to the GitHub, you will see that lots of reading materials, right? So that's stored in the readme.md only. automatically it gets loaded.
Is it sort of index kind of thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a document storing the information about modules. But readme.md is not only for module, it's for everything. And if you're using GitHub, then you create a readme.md, which you can see in the DataOps. Okay, so it's not for runtime, it's for documentation. Okay, so it's just a one directory and keep all the multiple files into it. Okay, the inputs are in a variable.tf. Here you have variable.tf, right? All the inputs you have declared here. So here you have declared the variable name, variable image ID, variable port in the module, and output variables also you declare in the output.tf. This is the way. And then finally, see, these are the resources in the main.tf file. All this thing you know that. So how to write a variable, you know that. How to write a output, you know that. How to write a resources, you know that. 3 files just for a simple discussion. Don't you think so, all of you? Any confusion?
Yeah, Rajesh, one question. So here we don't have anywhere mentioned module, but in the previous code you showed it was module, and
Yeah.
this is like the code which we have done last 2 days.
Okay. So understand this. This is a main. This is my directory. My directory called web server. Okay. This is my directory. Okay. In the web server directory, I have a main.tf program, and I have one directory called install underscore Apache. This is a directory, okay, and install nginx. Okay, this is the directory. Now inside this directory, I'll have a main.tf as well, and here that output.tf, and last one variables.tf. Something similar we have here also. So now tell me, here web server you can call a root module, and this is a child module, and this each child module you have a code, this code, which you understand very well. Now how do we call this directory module? This is a module, and this is a module. How do we call it? From here. So the entry of this file will be module install Apache module install engines. So here, if you look at this, go up. This one I am showing you is some child module structure, which you can have a variables, output, resources. How do we call it? How do we call it? Just like I've shown you a little bit earlier, like this. So this is the root modules code, module 1, module 2. So are you understanding now, all of you?
Yes, Rajesh. But still we have to add some parameters here, right? In the
That
module.
variable you should declare, you have to pass it through the module parameter. That's what I was showing you the code.
Okay, understand.
Yeah. So here, okay. So now readme documents we understand. So let's not talk about it. So here more complicated code here. See here. modules directory, the same thing I was explaining to you. Your modules directory, examples directory, test directory. Inside the modules directory, you have this directory can be defined, which I said, right? Just to organizing your things. I said, hey, have that directory. But the document says, no, let's keep it like this. Best practices. So that way, we'll have one directory for all the modules. So here we'll have a modules like this. Are you understanding? The last one also will work. This one also will work. There's no as such hard code rule. Look at this. So here you have modules, some modules. You have a main.tf, output.tf, variable.tf. Some module foo also have the same thing. So this kind of structures you have it actually. Okay. And after that, sorry. So sometimes the modules may not even have a Terraform code. That is also possibility. So yeah, for each and everything, we have a modules. So now it's very easy, right? You don't do anything. Just download the module for everything. You want TLS, you want modules for TLS, ASD, S3 bucket, IAM policy, security, ELB. So these all are some modules actually. I'm sorry, I got a little bit of cold today. So you might find a little bit of tone differences today. So these all are modules actually. And put it up all this module in this way. Okay. And finally, I'll just ignore the few discussion and run this apply. That's all. Okay. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to teach you. I'm going to teach you, first of all, how to create a module. And second thing, how to reuse the modules from others. All of you understood that, right? Hello? Yeah. So now let's get the demo started. All of you, please focus. It's not that difficult. So I'll go to my C drive. Rajesh wallet space. Yeah. So now here, I'm going to call this first underscore module. Okay. Now this is a root module. And here I'm going to create one file which is called main.tf. It can be any file names as well, any directory name as well, no problem. Now here I'm going to create directory, and that is my module. This is the one module which I'm developing. Now what should I do for this module? So I'll go back, and this is the one. I'll copy the code which I'm having, this one. Okay. The one last demo which you have seen. I'll go here and copy them. This code, all of you, I hope you remember yesterday I ran it. And this is my module. Now I need to have one module downloaded from the module registry. So what I'll do, for this, which module you want. Let's say you go module for Azure RM, and these are the multiple modules you have. So you want that Terraform Azure RM module for network. So let's say I want only network to be created. So this is the module to be used. And go to here, open this one. See here. What I'm saying, module, watch, network module. Where is the code line? The code line is Azure network, Azure era. Now guys, this path pattern, whatever you have, default they add the registry.terraform.io. Look at the pattern here. Okay, so this appended, this Terraform append this URL if you have this one. Now here, if you see that this module you have a multiple version. So if you want to use the old version also, you can use it. And right now you are using this one. Now here it says insert the one required variable here. So there's a one variable required, which I need to read this. So if you scroll down a little bit of it, they'll tell you. So this you understand very well. Okay. And here I'm using the variable. Here your simple code for using the variable. So you are creating a network. Okay. And for that required, what is required things? So required things, it can be your subnet CIDR range, right? All this thing. So here, this is the usage of this variable. This is the different version of Terraform. I'm using 13 right now. Okay, 13 plus. Okay, it's 1.2x we are using, but there's a huge difference between 0.13 and 0.12. So that's the thing, and you can read more about it, all this stuff, and get going. So what I will do, simple thing, because we have to insert the required variable. So here, this is, I am going to do that. Module, copy the code, and done. So here what we are having, source, this module. Now the group name, if you look at this group name, I have not created. So here you can hard code the group name, resource group name, which we did yesterday also discussion. But let's say if you don't want to hard code that, you want to create it. So add this another resources here in this file also. See here. For this also you can have a group. For this also you can have a module for it. But just for the temporary arrangement, you have these resources, which is here. And these all are compulsory required variables. So here we are creating the subnet 1, 2, 3 tagged with dev and IT, and depends on a resource group, which is here. Because this cannot be created if this is not there. Here you can, if you don't want, hard code this variable, up to you. Now you saw that you have not written even one code of network, and you are going to use that networking module. You have not written that code, just you are going to use it. The code may be having hundreds lines or 5,000 lines. I don't care, but I have not written even single lines of code. I'm just using it. Where? In the main.tf. Are you understanding, all of you? Hello?
Rajesh, can you repeat that once again?
Yeah, I was saying, like, I have not written this code. I'm using it from the community here. Okay. Yeah.
But how it connects to that source path? Because source path is somewhere sitting in right. I mean,
told you, this appending happens by the Terraform. This whole URL, this path append, when you run apply, then when you run init, automatically download will happen.
We need to run in.
Huh.
Okay.
Okay.
So here main.tf is mandatory, right? So whatever provider and other Azure files that we keep it in separate folder, and this main.tf is where we mention all the codes.
Yeah, you need some Terraform code to call the modules also, right? So main.tf is not mandatory. I said it's just a when I say main.tf means one tf is mandatory. That file name can be anything, by the way, but we use the main.tf all the time.
Okay, so and we can also create multiple TF there for the different functions.
Yeah,
So
just
basically,
whatever. Typically, what will happen? We don't call everything here. We just call in this file module only. So different module which you want to create, we call the module only. Now the modules code will go at my module 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10, 20, 30, like that. Or if you think, okay, you are getting overwhelmed with this directory, so create one more directory here, modules. And after that, move these modules here, and then path will change modules here. For right now, I'm not doing it, but yeah, like that also. Are you understanding?
yes.
So Rajesh, Ajit here.
Yeah.
So when we run this, the init, so the previous kind of things from where we are running the init that should have connectivity to the internet. So it should communicate to the, the registry Terraform.
No problem. If you don't have internet, download this code. It's in GitHub actually. So let me tell you where is this GitHub. Here it is. This code you can download from the GitHub. It's a free code. This is the main.tf for the networking, output and variables. This code is a Azure network. Like that, you see that Azure is maintained by Microsoft. How many repository you have? Look at this. 1.8. Correct now?
Rajiv, I mean here through the module, ultimately we are trying to create the network, right? In main.tf. But
Yeah.
we in the subdirectory also we have azure.tf where also we have the similar code which we created yesterday and including the network.
This is a custom module. I'm not talking about this one. This is my custom module I have created for my applications. This is this module I'm using from someone else. I've not written this code. I'm talking about the right now the some code, some module which is not written by me, but I just downloaded from the internet.
Okay, but let's say if we do the apply or run this, right?
Mhm.
So it will try to read from where main.tf as well as from the subfolder.
No, it will read the root directory only. This place. It will not read this one. As long as you not specify here, it will not read it. But if you specify here, then only it will read the subdirectory.
But then what the purpose of the subdirectory here? I mean,
The purpose, same thing we were discussing now.
mhm.
Right now you are not writing a code, but downloading the code and running using the code. This is not a code, real code. It's a calling code actually. It's a code for calling that module here.
You mean if I directly run this Azure apply, sorry, Terraform apply from for main.tx,
Mm-hmm.
tf, it will run. For
If
this
you
we don't, right?
let's say if this code is not there,
Hmm.
then this module code is not there. Let's say this module code is not there. I'll just remove it. So when you run apply, it will run only this one. But when you add this code, then it will run network also. Like that, you can add more modules also.
Right, agree. But we don't need a provider's file to be there in this.
No. We need it. We need it. I'm just making it one by
Oh,
one.
okay,
Yeah.
okay,
Provider files needed. So provided files you don't need inside this module. I need at the root module here.
okay.
You can embed these providers in the same file, but you need.
Mhm.
Okay. So here, this is a module. I've decided to network. You can decide a little bit more. So yeah, so this code is in the GitHub. You can read this code itself and learn about this code. And this code, if you look at this, these are the contributors, list of contributor which is writing a code for. 2,000 people are there in this. Okay, 2,000 people. You see. So yeah. Now, if you really want to know what will be the input variables, so here this one will be input. It's a compulsory. So that means these all options, whatever I given here, this one is not required. Only this is required. So then you'll say, Rajesh, what about that CID RNO? So they'll have some default in the code itself. You want to see that? Let's go and check this. So here, this is the code variables.tf. See here. So everything you have a default set in there, but if you want to override it, then you can override. So the module, the variables, input variables, which you embed in the module have a highest precedence than the variables which you have in that Terraform code. Understood, all of you? Hello? Yeah. So now this is the one module which I'm having it right now, which I stolen from the from this portal. Which portal? Here. So like that, you can create a more, you can bring the more modules. So let's bring one more module. So again, you'll read these documents. Okay. See this module, network module is dependent on some other modules also, dependency. Which module? Azure AI. So that's a provided dependency anyways, we understand. And for that, we have to turn in 2 unit. That's okay. Let's go back. Let's go back. Now, what you want something else? So you want the network. Okay. And after that, let's say you want something PostgreSQL DB if you want here. And let's say I want security groups. So on security groups I want, so what I'm going to do, simple thing, nothing great about it. And I'm going to copy this module. And these are the rules if you want to specify. And now I want the 2 modules. One module, this is the code. And these are the values. This is a sample code actually. You can modify based on your requirement. So they're opening up 8080 port and here 22 port. Okay, so like that. Now one thing you have to check this here. This one depends on resource group name example dot names. So do you have this one? Yeah, it's here dot name. So this is here and done. So I'm not writing any code, just copying this code actually. So if you read this required variable for this here, see here, 3 required variables are here. That means 3 variables you have to give it. They will tell you that which is required. So no need to worry about it. This is the whole documentation for using this and stuff like that. So like that, what you do, you keep adding the modules which is developed by someone else, modify the variables which you wanted here or here, and apply init and apply. So not even one line of code you are writing and you are getting that all of your work done. If you want to create RDS, add Azure. So there's a Azure RDS database. Let's put it up database. See here, this for the PostgreSQL. This is also for the PostgreSQL. So see here, this code will create a PostgreSQL database on your Azure AI. So this is the module. So guys, are you understanding or not? All of you? Hello?
Yeah.
Okay. So now I did this. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to call my own modules also. Where is that? Here, my module. There's only Azure TF. So can I do that? So this code is tested yesterday. So go for it. Module. What is a module? Just keep it named web and curly braces. And I need only this one. Now here it should be dot. Why dot? Because in current directory, right? See here. And dot slash modules directory, and the name of the directory was, what was that? My module. That's all. So my module. Yep. So I have used the module small, so the creation time will not be there. So this will be little longer, but creating network and all others will take. So here in this code, I have one module, my own module, custom module. Second module I have used from someone else. Third module also I have to use someone else. Like that, you can use the modules from 100 modules like that. So just imagine you are not writing any code, but you are using it, reusing it. And these codes are valid, best. The code has been written with the best practices already. So now what to do? So I will close this. This is of yesterday.
Hey, Rajesh, just one thing. So here, for the main module, we are keeping everything under main.tf, right? But for some module, it will be under in any tf file, right? It does not need to be in main.tf.
No, the concept we have been discussing actually. Concept of Terraform is very flat. One directory, any file name, or all in one file, or keep it separate file. End of it, it will combine one file and send it in once. So main.tf is hardly matters here, because I told you this is for us. Main.tf means this is for the human beings. Terraform don't need any such naming convention.
Okay.
Human beings required, okay, which is the first file I should get started with it, and remaining code I will read it.
Okay. So even main.tf also we can give any name. Okay.
Any name, yeah. I've been telling you, right? Any name.
Okay. Got it.
Yeah. Okay. So I keep it the main.tf here, which is calling the three modules right now. One of my module is custom module and Terraform. Now you know that very well what to be done. And here, first thing I'll do that. What to say?
Terraform init.
Yeah, Terraform init. Terraform init. It will download the modules. Two module I'm using someone else, right? See here, they are downloading the modules.
So the same way we can point to the GitHub as well, right?
Yes. Same way. Thousands of modules are there. Thousands of them. You decide which module you want. And the same way you do that. So right now, for example, let's say you don't want to know the entire stack of Azure. So if you know what are the modules you wanted, just use it and get started. Don't have to write a code, troubleshoot, validate this version, that version. Reuse the code and get started. Your work done.
Right. And Rajesh, as you said, like let's say if we have the dependency, it will that URL will show us the dependency also, right? Let's say because if I directly want to create VM, it will not allow. It will ask us to create the necessary networking first, right? That site will provide us the dependency as well.
Yeah. So the site which will provide you the dependency, and also example programs, they'll give you that dependency as part of. So it's the best practices.
Okay, as you were showing, right? If I want to pick up any module from the site, it will tell us it's a dependent on some other module which is supposed to be created first, something like that.
Yes. So here, if you go, this is depending on which module is provided. So that's okay. But one module is dependent on other modules, that also it will show you.
Okay.
For example,
yeah.
Let's see that if we get it. Let's say compute. This will create a VM. Okay. So here you see the two dependencies are there. One is Azure RM and random, which we have used. Okay, last dev only we have used it. So like that, you will have this. Now how to use it here? See earlier what we created a code, all this thing. Now you just need to call this one. Remember last day we had 100 lines of code, right? Now only this code will work for you. And the below code, if you want to have a Windows server, then only this one.
Okay.
If you want to have a network, this one. Okay. So like that.
I mean, this registry Terraform site, right? It says provider only very few. I mean, only AWS, Azure, RM, Google, and then Ali Cloud, right? Not GitHub and all other.
No. We discussed all things. Providers, we have more than 2,200, right?
No. I mean, module I'm talking about. Module. If you go to module, right? Can you browse module? Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah, there, if you provider, yeah, no, go above, please. Yeah, they are right in the drop down.
Yeah, I filter. So Azure ARM, how many modules you have?
No.
796.
What I was asking is, it has only for AWS, Azure RM, and limited ones. Okay, can you drop down that? Yeah.
Okay, depends on the community. Yeah, Azure, AWS we have,
Okay.
and Google we have. These are the popular one, right? OSCI
Okay.
you have, yeah, and Open Ali Cloud.
No GitHub, right?
No, basically it should be only the cloud provider.
No, GitHub is not a cloud provider. No, it's a tool actually.
Yeah.
So you want the GitHub, then search for GitHub here. Okay, here. These are the provider, these are the modules here. Okay. So this guy has created. You see that you can use this module. See that? This is the way you can use the module. Got it?
Okay.
So GitHub is not a platform, no?
Mm-hmm. Okay, got it.
So almost done. So now what I did, in it is downloading all this stuff. After that, just apply. So as per the code, what I'm expecting, I'll have, this is my code actually. What I'm doing, that you know that very well, of yesterday's code only. This will create one additional network. This will create one additional security groups, and so on. So this is how you do that with the modules. So let's recap the topics, and still downloading is little slow today. So recap the topics. Understand that module, what is module? So module is nothing but a directory which has a Terraform code. So first directory, the first directory of your project, we call it a root module. Inside that, any directory which you have is called child module. Are you clear this statement? Are you clear with this statement, all of you? Root module, child module. So actually, unknowingly, you were working with the root module from last 3 days, actually. 2 days. Sorry. Now, how do I call the child module? It will not get called automatically. So what you have to do in the root module, you have to call that using the module syntax, and the one which I have shown you, that how to call it. So that is, and then after that, you know the command very well. Init, plan, apply, destroy, show, and all the stuff. So by the way, download has happened. Now I'm going to apply. So guys, any confusion, any questions so far, all of you?
Yeah, got it. So in this case, provider will be there only on the root module, not needed in any subfolders or some modules. Yeah, got it.
Yeah. So there's some problem. The problem is this is a problem with error, networking security module. security module. So here it says there's a expected protocol to be one of the TCP, UDP, ICMP, AS, and ECP, but got TCP with modules. And here this is a problem in the code actually. So here networking and security groups. Security groups, yeah. So this is the rule which is not supported by Azure actually. So this rule what we are doing, there's some issues in this particular rule actually. Okay, so where is the line number 47? So here I think there's a problem here, and 47 and line number 22, which is here. Oh no, this is the modules code line number problem, and here this is module code line number problem 47. Let me see that here, line number 22. So we can fix this code. You have to modify this, but for time being, just to flow, to avoid the flow, I'll delete this right now and apply. Okay, so I have two modules right now. After that, we'll fix that. This maybe some examples is not up to date, so you have to update the types and also. So done. How many resources will be created? 16. Yes.
Along with that, you can access our other tutorials such as Docker, Ansible, Jenkins, Terraform, Splunk, AWS, Azure, and various other DevOps related premium tutorials with our channel membership. If you would have any issues with our channel membership, you can drop an email to us at contact@devopsschool.com, or you can also unsubscribe from channel membership anytime if you don't want to continue or did not like the video. To get our channel membership, click onto the join button, select the $399 plan and grow your skills immensely. Please be kind enough to like it, and you can comment any of your doubts and queries. We will reply to them at the earliest. Thanks for watching.
Hello everyone. If you would like to access the remaining videos of this playlist of 50 plus more tools which are coming under DevOps, DevSecOps, SRE, DataOps, GitOps, etc., kindly become our channel members by clicking on the joining button. You would have access to 100s of playlists and 1000s of videos lifetime access with this membership. Enjoy.